Hi, everyone. My name is Amber Lynn. I am an author, life coach, and co founder of Pathway to Hope. Pathway to Hope is an online supportive community for women. I'm here today with Patrick Doyle. Patrick Doyle is a best selling author, he's a counselor, and he's actually the founder of Pathway to Hope. So, welcome today.
Thank you.
So, Patrick, how does someone build confidence in themselves?
That's a great question. It's a process, but in our context, with what we see a lot in relationships, one of the most damaging parts of your confidence is the way you're treated by the person you're with. If someone is undermining, ignoring, disregarding, gaslight, all those things, those are designed to make you feel inadequate. They're designed to make you not trust your perception of reality. And they're designed to make you small and worthless. Okay. So if there's somebody in your life who's constantly doing that, one of the ways to build confidence is to start to put up some boundaries so that they can't do that to you. And, obviously every situation is different. So I always get a little nervous about these situations because the context of someone's situation is very important. What they're experiencing, what their resources are, what the danger level is, all of that's very important. So, but you cannot build confidence while it's being daily destroyed. That's one of the things I would say. So if it's not being destroyed, then we're talking about a different thing. And I believe that building confidence is primarily about believing that you are valuable and removing the things from your life that devalue you. In principle, that's what I would say.
So, from your perspective, something that damages someone's confidence is living in environments or being in quote unquote relationships with people that are
Yep.
eroding
Yep.
their
For
confidence.
example, I grew up in an abusive environment. My father was an alcoholic. My mother was an alcoholic. They were dangerous, unhealthy people. And even if there was a day where they weren't harming me, I still felt like the problem. Well, was that true? No, I wasn't the problem, but I believed it. So that stole my confidence. And as I grew through that, I started to realize, wait, so one of the most important things you can do to gain confidence is to appropriately assign responsibility for who did what. And a lot of our confidence is eroded, destroyed by people blaming us for stuff that they're doing.
I've been in this process for a good 10 years now. I was abandoned by my dad when I was young, and my mom, unfortunately, wasn't the healthiest person in the world, and I was regularly demeaned by her and cut down. So, yeah, that really erodes your confidence as a child. And I think to your point, one of the biggest things I did was start cutting contact with the people that were making me feel like crap about myself. And there was quite a few of those in my life. I didn't realize it at the time. So, and just realizing that I was worth like better relationships in my life. And so that was a process. It wasn't easy. But then, making myself a priority was really huge. Like figuring out what I want in life. What are my desires? What are my dreams instead of living for everybody else? Since I did a lot of that. Yeah. So, and then the other thing that was huge for me was, getting support and validation. So, and I paid for a coach or counselor that I felt safe and connected with. And, yeah, just that was pretty life changing. Finding those kind of people are a bit difficult, that you feel connected to, but that also what inspired me to become a coach because I really needed that. So, yeah.
I think it's also amazing when you talk about that because many of us were told in various ways, whether spiritually or whether familially, whatever, culturally, we were told that for us to have a desire or want to do what we want or to value ourselves was wrong, which is a whole nother part of the hurdle that you have to overcome. Like to care for yourself is wrong. So that makes people that want to harm you seem right. So the courage that you're describing that you displayed to make those difficult choices and to put up those boundaries to keep people from harming you, that is the process of building confidence. But it's very confusing because it's painful.
Right. Yeah, it definitely took courage, but also there's this, I don't know, maybe an element of desperation in that. Like I'm just was so tired of feeling like crap, like about myself and around certain people that were just supposed to be family and caring and kind, and I was just done. I just got tired, done. So maybe that was the start of valuing myself. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a key component that you're talking about is as we start to value ourselves, that's when the confidence comes instead of trying to undo the lie that someone who's harmful is telling us.
Yeah, exactly. When you're not around people that are constantly making you feel like crap, I don't know, that you just automatically start feeling better about yourself. So that stuff gets on you and it's hard to shake off, especially when you have this, it happened by your parents. In my case, both in different ways, physical abandonment and emotional. So, yeah.
The first time I was around someone who validated me on a regular basis without me asking, or it was just like they just saw stuff in me that I didn't see in myself, that was monumental. So I would also encourage you to surround yourself with people who value you, not who are tearing you down. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel. We want to build the family. We want more people to hear and see what we're doing, and we want to help more people. So subscribe, and let's get this thing growing.
Absolutely. If you want to learn more about this, feel free to check out the free resource in the link below. There's also links there to Pathway to Hope and then coaching also that Patrick and I do. So feel free to check it out. And until next time, thank you, Patrick.